Coming up on Cptv, the Crown Point Alumni Association hosts their first ever Breakfast with the Princess, radio and TV students explore career and college opportunities in Chicago, and the boys and girls basketball teams have both gotten their seasons off to fast starts. Hi, I'm Evan Holland.
And I'm Savannah Everson.
Welcome to Cptv. Mitch Boldel will have your 5-day weather forecast, and Reese Groppentine will bring us CP Sports highlights.
Here's what's happening at Crown Point High School.
This past Saturday, Crown Point High School's Alumni Association hosted their first Breakfast with the Princess, an event in which young children from the community were invited to the CPHS cafeteria for an exclusive, pamper-filled day surrounded by princes and princesses.
My granddaughter Samantha went to Disney World this past winter and had a princess brunch or tea with Cinderella and all the princesses. And we thought from that the Alumni Association could use this as a fundraiser and raise some money for scholarships.
The main thing that we did was we worked with the Alumni Association. This was their project, and we came forward with the princess and the princesses. We recruited people to work with us. People who are good with kids, that was our main goal. And then we, of course, provided the area and some of the music and things like that.
It's fun, and you get to do crafts, and, well, you get face painting, and you get your hair done, and you can eat, and you get to take pictures in a really pretty chair.
I'm dressed up as Rapunzel. I think the princesses are pretty.
The girls are so cute, and I felt like it'd be fun to dress up for a day, I guess. I don't know. But they're all so adorable, and I wanted to do it.
I thought it'd be nice to kind of do something different. I mean, I've never been a prince before, and it's kind of nice to help these little girls, bring a little more magic into their lives.
As with past semesters, the Child Development class is in the process of hosting small children between the ages of 3 to 5 in a program called Bulldog Play School. CPHS students enrolled in the course tend to toddlers in an effort to learn how to become better caretakers and teachers of the children. This program was designed to both ease the stress of parents and to educate students on the methods and procedures of how to educate young children. The program concludes prior to Christmas break.
The music department is in preparation for their upcoming holiday choral concert on December 13th, with 2 shows at 6:30 and 8 p.m. The choir will be performing various holiday songs, ranging from traditional to contemporary. Here with more is CPTV's Mike Viverito.
The choirs have been doing seasonal concerts but have been put into the dark by sports highlights. The choirs have been split up into 2 groups for the show on December 13th. All the choirs will be singing different and popular Christmas songs. Here, I have different opinions and expectations of the shows.
At the previous performance, I think we did really well, and I think that all the groups that participated did really phenomenal. And for this next one coming up, I think we're going to do an even better job because from what I can hear and what I've heard from the other choirs, I think we're going to do incredible.
To you and your kid, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Last choir concert, my first choir concert here, I thought was fantastic. I thought that we had a lot accomplished in just the first 8 weeks of school. Of course, what goes on in the classroom, I want to transfer over, but we did some hard music, we did some fantastic things, and I look forward to this next concert because I think it's going to be even better. All of our choirs, I think, there's nothing that can really keep them down but themselves. If they kind of all put their minds to it and they put their talents to it and they all just kind of work with me, there's no stopping us. This is going to be definitely one of the best choir programs in the state of Indiana. And I've already told a couple of the choirs this. I think they could be state finalists this year. So,
this year's Christmas concert will be next week on the 13th of December. It will be paid admission. It will also be $8 and students will be $4. This concert will require some participation from the audience. For CPTV, I'm Mike Viverito.
Tickets are available in the box office Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. The CPHS Spanish Club is raising money for impoverished South Americans by selling hand-woven bracelets for $5 and handbags for $10 in the cafeteria during all lunch periods. Profits will benefit young artists and their families in Nicaragua and other Latin American countries to aid with sustainable jobs, education, housing, and job training.
So the Pulsera project was created to benefit countries and people in Central and Southern America. So it was created to provide jobs and education for those who couldn't afford it. A lot of the people in Central America are given jobs of either manual labor or working in sweatshops or working the fields. So this was kind of given to them so that they could possibly have a better future. So students can buy the bracelets in any lunch of the week. We're selling every single lunch of every single day until winter break. And they're $5 a piece for the bracelets, $10 for the bags. Over the past 7 years, they've raised over $2 million to provide education for over 1,000 plus public and private schools, as well as over 400,000 jobs for individuals in Central America.
Last Wednesday, members of Cptv Media traveled to Chicago for their annual College and Career Exploration Day. Here with more is Cptv's Samantha Winters.
Last Wednesday, students from Cptv Media, an intro radio and TV course, traveled to Chicago to visit with professionals working in the broadcast industry. Stops were made at Loyola University, Columbia College, Cumulus Radio, and NBC5 studios with the hopes of getting a glimpse into what their futures may have to offer. Students got to explore the Loyola TV studio, visit Cumulus Radio where they spoke with radio DJ Greg Brown in a live broadcast of 94.7 Classic Hits, toured the NBC5 News Center, and met with NBC5 anchors Lauren Jiggets, Alicia Roman, Lisa Parker, and Dick Johnson. Lisa Parker and Dick Johnson took pictures with some of Cptv cast, and both even responded to Reese Grappentine's tweet, saying, "Reese, that is one freaky fast turnaround of a photo. Thank you." And "My pleasure. Remember, what happens in the makeup room, ... See you for an internship soon." The students then went to Columbia College where they explored the radio program, broadcast center, and professional film sets.
Overall, I had a really good time on the trip. I got lots to learn about Columbia. It's a really great school if you're in radio and television, if you like it. It was just overall great time. Mr. Gloff, Mr. Barber, it was just a good time. We got some good food. We went to some great places with some great people and learned a lot about what I like to do, and that's radio and television.
I learned a lot about internships that I want to pursue when I'm older in terms of looking into athletics for broadcasting, and I got to meet a lot of great people on NBC that I always watch on the news every morning, and I love going to the colleges and getting the experience that everybody else does once they get out of high school.
The students spent their day learning about a wide range of broadcast and film programs, networking with technical production staff members, and speaking with on-air Chicago news media personalities. Even more, it was an opportunity for them to consider their respective futures. For Cptv, I'm Samantha Winters.
The region saw its first snowfall on Sunday, and it looks like there's more snow in the forecast as we look ahead. Here with your 5-day weather forecast is Cptv's Mitch Bolda.
This past week we saw our first snowfall of the year, totaling just shy of 4 inches. While we've warmed up above freezing the last couple days, it looks like any snow that hasn't melted by today will likely be staying with us for a while. Before we get to your 5-day forecast, let's take a look at what you can expect for the rest of today. At noon, we'll have already reached the day's high of 30 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. The rest of our afternoon will look very much the same, but by the 6 o'clock hour, we'll begin to drop into the upper 20s. As we take a look into our long-range forecast, tomorrow we'll see highs right around 22 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Friday will look very much the same, but then as we head into our weekend forecast here, Saturday, we'll see a high of 28 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Sunday will warm up into the mid-30s, but a storm system will bring another snowfall into the region. Many models are currently showing accumulations of 5 to 7 inches, but models are continually generating higher amounts. When we come back to school for our last Monday of 2016 year, expect cloudy skies and a high of 29 degrees. Long-range forecasts are showing many chances of snow for our upcoming week here, with our first polar vortex making its way into the region next Wednesday, causing temps to struggle to get out of the single digits. And that's your 5-day forecast. Have a great rest of the week.
Winter sports were in full swing this weekend with the basketball, swim and dive, and wrestling teams all seeing action. Here with your CP Sports highlights is Cptv's Reese Grappentine.
This past Saturday, the wrestling team attended the Stag Invite in Palos Hills, Illinois. CP won the 12-team meet for the 11th year in a row over teams like Waubonsie and Stag High School. Senior Justin Akers won the 220-pound weight class. Oscar Cash won the 160-pound, and Noah Lamore won the 152-pound. The team has a big meet against Chesterton tonight at home at 6:30, and then they head off to the Chris Trykoff tournament at Calumet High School on Saturday. The boys and girls swim teams traveled to Munster on Saturday for the 50th annual Munster Relays Invite, and the day finished pretty much like most of the previous 49, with a Munster victory. Munster won the boys' title with 176 points, well ahead of runner-up South Bend Riley's 124. Lake Central was third with 114, and Portage fourth with 112. The meet consisted of 10 four-person relays and a diving event for both boys and girls. Crown Point boys won the 850-yard freestyle relay, and the girls won the 400 breaststroke relay, the 800 medley relay, and the 400 butterfly relay. The competition gave both teams a look at what they would be facing for the rest of the season.
This is our third meet of the season. It was all relays, which is a really fun aspect. I think we did well. We won 3 out of the 10 relays. It's a good preview to our postseason. This meet has a lot of teams that are in our conference and sectionals, so it's really great to race them in like a fun atmosphere, and I think it definitely shows us where we're going and where our team will be in that postseason.
The girls' basketball team played their first back-to-back this last weekend. First up, they faced with conference foe Portage Friday night at home. Sydney Taylor and Maya Scheidt led the scoring for the Dogs, scoring 25 and 16 points respectively. Sophomore Caitlin Phillips led the team with 4 assists in the contest. The Dogs got the W against the Indians 48-37. On Saturday, it was Hobart High School's turn at CP. The Dogs pressed defensively, causing the Brickies to only score 16 points en route to a 41-16 CP win. The Dogs are at Valpo this Friday night. The boys' basketball team faced an always tough Penn High School last Saturday at Penn. The Dogs started with an early lead in the first quarter, but the game went back and forth all night, leading the Dogs and the Kingsmen into overtime. Sasha Stevanovic led the team in assists, and the CP offense proved to be greater than the Kingsmen in overtime. CP faces Pike at home this Saturday at 7 p.m. And that's it for This Week in Sports.
CP students traveling to Germany later this school year are sponsoring an online fundraiser in association with Yankee Candle. You can support them on their trip and get some of your holiday shopping done by visiting yankeecandlefundraising.com/store and enter the school ID number 990-106-669. Items will be shipped directly to your home. For more information, you can also contact German teacher Heidi Merrick in room D120. On Saturday, select staff members of Cptv were invited to work with the production crew broadcast of Chicago Midwest Emmy Awards at the Chicago Marriott. CP students manned cameras, operated the switcher, worked on field crews, and were production assistants for both the red carpet and backstage shows.
For those of you who know CPHS senior Carter Beisel, nothing of what you're about to see will surprise you. For those of you who don't know Beisel, he is the co-founder of the band The Dan Jones Experience, along with classmate senior Dan Jones. The two record music in the basement of Beisel's parents' home in a studio they call Carter Studios. Is their musical collaboration serious or a tongue-in-cheek throwback to Spinal Tap? We'll turn it up to 11 and let you decide.
Hey guys, welcome to Carter Studios. Come on in. This is where all the magic happens. This is where I've recorded the Dan Jones Experience, recorded the Table for Five rap group here. But this is the ensemble space. This is where I record all my large vocal sessions, all my orchestral pieces. Had a quintet here a while ago. This is a brand new amp to me. Got it in B stock, so it's cheap. Haven't had a chance to record with it yet, but very excited to use it. But over here is the producer's chair. This is where I sit, do all my mixing, all my mastering, all my editing. All on this laptop right here, 7-year-old laptop. Hasn't let me down yet. But everything I record with, I run it through the stereo, listen to it on some old speakers, probably from 1978 or something. Found them in my dad's basement here. Made this homemade pop filter out of some tissues that I just taped together. Works like a charm. Don't need to pay money to get a good recording. Or maybe you do. Who knows? But yeah, that's basically it. Welcome. Classic Carter Records started last year in Mr. Gloff's music management class. The class kind of inspired me. I'd already been recording with the Dan Jones Experience, writing a couple goofy songs. Decided I'd make my own competitor to Crown City Records, the school's record label. Called it Carter City Records, but recently I got a cease and desist from Mr. Gloff, so I'm changing the name. Right now it's tentatively being called Classic Carter Records. Our first album, Big Money, I'd say we didn't really know we were writing a full-length album until we'd already written our first song, Heartbreak City. But it took us maybe 2 or 3 months to actually record the full album. We were still recording the last song of the album like a week before we released the CD. Probably wouldn't have taken us 2 or 3 months to record the album if it weren't for the fact that every time we tried to record, we ended up recording for like 10 minutes, and then we left to go get food or something. We'd buy like 12 boxes of Pop-Tarts, all different flavors, and just test them out. The watermelon tastes horrible, by the way. We actually recorded a music video for our first single, Heartbreak City, at an inspiring little place if you guys want to come see it. We decided to film here for Heartbreak City about a year ago in January because really we were just looking for anywhere to record. And yeah, we were planning on writing a full-length album. It didn't get done. So we finished 3 songs, and eventually, pretty soon in December, we'll be releasing them in the form of a music video, a little short film, and yeah, just look out for that.
That'll do it for this week.
Remember, you can view this show as well as all of our past episodes at cptvmedia.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter at cptvmedia.
For Mitch Bolda, Reese Groppentine, and all of us here at CPTV, I'm Evan Holland.
And I'm Savannah Everson.
We'll see you next week.
Take care.